Hey, class is now in session. So what I'm doing in this video is just showing those of you who love to do a wash and go, because yes, it's almost wash and go season, how to maintain or get the best out of your wash and go during this season. First, you want to start with really amazing products. What I'm using here is just a hair butter that I made, Juices and Berry Curl Cream Moisturizer from Ink Beauty, and yes, Juices and Berries is that girl. I'm gonna show you. Just keep watching. And then also the Firm Hold Edge Control. So the first thing I'm doing is I literally just got out of the shower, put my clothes on. I did not towel dry my hair or anything. And I started off with putting a little bit of the hair butter on my hair first so that it will be easy for me to detangle. And as you can see, I only had to put a little bit. And then I grabbed my wide tooth comb and I just went ahead and parted in sections and started to go ahead and just detangle it. Now, I normally don't do this whenever I'm doing a wash and go. I normally just allow my curls to sit as they are fresh out of the shampoo and conditioner. But I do know there's some people out there who just love to rake their curls out with a comb before they style it, and then they're always like, my hair is so puffy, my curls never hold. Well, it's because you raked them out with a comb before you put the products on. Typically, to get your best results, you want to just not comb your hair out fresh out of the shampoo, and I know that's hard to do, but if you want your curls to really pop, sometimes just not messing with it and just allowing the curls to sit how they are and just putting product on to make sure it doesn't break off is the best practice. However, because Juices and Berries is that girl, let me show you. If you do rake those curls out, you can get them back. All you got to do is section it off. Now, sectioning it off is going to be key. Section it off, get a good amount, and just rake it through your hair. And as you can see, the curls just take a mind of their own. Look at that. Curls is popping. And the definition goes all the way through. Juices and Berries. So I'm going to go ahead and show you again. So this is just me going through the front section. And I'm just rubbing the Juices and Berries through the curls. And as I'm rubbing it through the curls, I'm just using my fingers to separate it. Now, initially, before I started this process, I showed you... hold on. Sorry, I had to activate real quick. Ooh. Yeah, get it. Anywho, before I started this process, I showed you the Juices and Berries bottle along with a paddle brush, because if you don't have the right products, if you don't have Juices and Berries in your life and you do have a cream moisturizer, but it's not as good as Juices and Berries, typically you want to put the moisturizer on and take your paddle brush and just kind of work the product through with the paddle brush to help define the curls a little bit more. But as you can see, I didn't even need that paddle brush. Like, I thought I was going to use it, but all I needed was the product in these fingers. So once I took them fingers and just raked them through the curls just to help them get a little separation, what that does is that just creates movement. So when I went to activating and shaking and bobbing and twisting and toppling, yeah, it's because I was raking my fingers through the curls. So if you rake your fingers through the curls, it just creates a little bit of separation, a little bit of detangling so that the curls can move. And yeah, so basically just rake your fingers through, make sure you're oversaturated, and then whoop, 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 wop, 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 wop. Go ahead and shake it. Activate. Yeah. Curls for the girls. Anywho, next step, you're going to go ahead and get your edge control. And this part is crucial. So I always get people like, I love Juices and Berries. It makes my curls pop. It gets like a white film, which as you can see, it does have that little white film. But once it dries, that white film is going to settle. It is not going to stay white, okay? And then sometimes the curls, they're still soft. So they could loosen up a little bit over time as it starts to dry down. But this is how you're going to seal and lock those curls in. So first off, you want to lay those edges. You want to get the edge control and just lay those edges down. And look how slick that is. And that's just me just laying the product down. And what I did initially is I just put a good amount and then I just rubbed it in. The reason why you want to rub it in real good is to make sure it doesn't leave that white flakiness. Like typically what happens is if you don't rub your product in good enough, it'll get like white and flaky. But if you rub it in good enough and then you just make sure that it's no buildup, then it's not going to be flaky. It's not going to be white. It's actually going to be laid to perfection. So this is called the headband method. Okay, so basically when you just put it on around the edges of your head and just rub it back real good and then kind of design it how you want to design it, it's literally going to look like you got a headband on. Look at that. Look how flat that is up against my head. Boom. You see it. Now I'm going to just get my comb and just do a little sectioning off and pushing back. I mean, although the edge control has laid and it has sealed, you still have a few seconds before it just really dries in and holds it down. So for you to get your little design in. So however you like to swoop, swirl, and clink, curl your edges, now's the time. Go ahead and get that done. So then what you see me do is just take the edge control and just rub it through my hands, and then I'm just rubbing it through my hair. And as I'm rubbing it on my hair, I'm literally separating my curls by pulling them up. And look at that. Look how amazing that looks. Curls is popping. Look how juicy it looks. Like, it was already juicy from the Juices and Berry Moisturizer, but when you put the edge control to seal it, to give it that final touch, it literally just locks those curls in and make them pop and shine even more. And then of course you always need to grab your pick and go ahead and just fluff it out so that you can get your volume and just be cute. Get into the definition of these curls and the shine, no rinse. Inkbeauty.com.